in the YouTube world and beyond. You already know who it is, and you already know what it is. It's your boy B, and I'm right back, compat you cats, with another video. How you guys doing today, man? Hope you guys are good, because I'm straight, my people. I'm straight. And you guys know it's Tuesday. Usually, it's my day to telecommute and work from home, but we flipping the script. We flipping the script, changing the system, and you never know when I might come in, man. You never know when I might come in or not. So your bets to be on your best behavior and be on your P's and Q's. You feel me? But that's not what this episode is about. The episode is a great one. We're going to be talking about a few things. I'm going to get back to my structure. I broke my structure. I don't know why, but it was getting into something that I did not like. So we bringing it back and we bringing it in now. So we got to keep the integrity of the show going, where we speak about the health. Then we speak about a little bit about the work. And then we speak about the main topic. All right. And I've been talking about my main topic about chasing money. And it initiated with a conversation that I had with one of my little cousins. If you guys been following the show, you know I got a huge family. And I got little cousins who I call my nephews. Because honestly, they all my nephews, man. Because all of us growing up in the same house, me and my cousins who are now of age to have children, we didn't grow up like normal cousins. We grew up like brothers. So they are definitely my nieces and nephews. So if you ever hear me talking about one of my little cousins, I may interchangeably call them my nephew. But my brother has two kids. So technically, I do have a nephew and a niece. Shout out to my nephew and niece. We got somebody on the check-in. They said, "Oh, you in Queensland by any chance?" Nah, I'm not in Queensland, my brother. Not in Queensland. I'm out here in Long Island, Freeport, Long Island. And we got 27 people on that check-in. If this is something that you guys like, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Who am I? I'm just a regular dude walking to work every day, talking about different things in life. So yes, we're going to be speaking about chasing money, which I've been telling you guys about for the last couple of days. We also going to speak a little bit about the health. We're going to talk a little bit about work, and then we'll get into that, man. We'll get into that. We got somebody else on the check-in who said hi. Eliza said, "What up? What's going on, my brother? You got me about to walk into a trash can reading your comment. Got me about to walk into a trash can reading your comment. But that's cool. That's cool, man. I see they got the basketball court up. They got the basketball court up. You know, that's big out here in Long Island. We got a lot of great basketball players who came from Long Island. One of them just got eliminated from the playoffs. They actually got swept by the New York Knicks on the 76ers. My boy Tobias Harris. He's from Long Island, man. They're crazy. We got somebody else on the check-in. Said another thug. Who's this? Brian's 9562. What makes you think that I am a thug, my brother? And how would you classify a thug? Uh, what makes a thug? And why would you classify me as a thug? What am I doing right now to make you think that I am a thug? Yeah. So the health. The health has been going good, man. Health has been going good. I switched up my routine. Switched up my routine. You guys know, normally I wake up between like 3 and 3:30 in the AM. Now I brought it back an hour. Brought it back an hour. So now I'm waking up at 2:30. It hasn't made me tired as of yet. It hasn't made me tired as of yet. However, I feel good because it gives me time to sit down, think, plan out my day, and just relax before everything starts. So we got some people on the check-in said, "Are you in Australia?" Nah, nah, I am not in Australia. Not in Australia. This is a Freeport, Long Island, Freeport, New York. And we got somebody else on the check-in said, "You're gonna rob an old lady." Damn, bro. I'm gonna rob an old lady. What the old lady doing out here at 4:30 in the morning, man? You know? But I love when my people come in, talking crazy. I like it. We often get people that come in at this time of the night. They tell me to do all types of crazy stuff. Some people tell me to break into vehicles like this. Some people tell me to play ding dong ditch. They say go rob somebody. Some people say I'm gonna get robbed, I'm gonna get shot. You guys got some dirty minds in the morning, man. Y'all got some dirty minds in the morning. Somebody said, you're gonna rob. Okay, I read that. Somebody said Trump 2028. Somebody put L. Y'all bugging. Uh, we get a whole man, it's crazy at this time of the night because I can group the different types of comments, that I get. We get some people that come on talking about Trump 2028. That's funny. We then get some people come on telling me that I need to commit some type of crime. Y'all hilarious. Then we get the other people that come in that call me a thug, all types of language. We got other people that come in that say I'm gonna get robbed, you know. But this is all what makes the outlier experience. And this is why you guys wake up to come on and talk to a brother like me. Somebody said, do a flip. Oh, that's Brian again. Brian is a crazy, crazy, crazy man, yo. You crazy, man. Where you from, my boy? Brian's. Where you from, my man? Where are you from? We got somebody said it's 10:37 p.m. and who damn, I can't even read. Okay, 10:37 p.m. 10:37 p.m. All right, that's what up. It's 4:38 out here. 4:38 in the a.m. We are in Freeport, Long Island. This is a suburb of New York City, my people. A suburb of New York City. Somebody said you low key sound like Denzel Washington. Shout out to Petty. Thank you, my brother. A lot of people say that too. They be like, "Yo, you sound like Denzel." They've been calling me Denzel. I heard that a few times, and the first time people started saying that is online. Nobody in my real life say I sound like Denzel, but I'll take it, man, because Denzel is also a legend from New York. I'm about to diss upstate. I think he's from Rochester or one of them spots, and call it. No, I think he's from Mount Vernon. He's from Mount Vernon. Yeah, that's a little north. Well, a lot north from here. So we don't really interact like that because we kind of far. You got to go through all of New York City to get up there. You know, we closer to Queens. We're much, much, much closer to Queens. You feel me? We got somebody that came on and said, you need to walk to Australia. Why y'all keep mentioning Australia? Y'all crazy. Somebody said, let me see. Somebody said he was rolling. He was rolling. Okay, okay. Somebody said you sound like my brother a little bit. All right, who your brother? Who is your bro? Said I sound like your brother. All right. So we sound like Denzel. I sound like your brother. Okay. Somebody said King Kong ain't got S on me. All right, all right. That's what up. What else? Somebody said my dad's from upstate New York. I'm half Russian, Hawaiian. Wish I grew up there. All right, all right. So where'd you grow up? You said you're half Russian and Hawaiian. Where did you grow up? Where did you grow up? And what part of upstate is your father from? Shout out to all my people, upstate New York. That's another spot. A lot of people from this side of New York, like Long Island, we go to a lot of the upstate schools because we have SUNY schools. I actually graduated from a SUNY school, State University of New York. I have a computer science degree from SUNY Farmingdale. SUNY Farmingdale. That was a great school. The first school I went to right after high school was Hofstra. I'm sure you guys heard of Hofstra University. Maybe you don't, but it's a big local school over here, Hofstra. And I transferred to SUNY Farmingdale and finished my school up over there. We got somebody else on the check-in said, my dad's okay, we read that. Somebody said, when did you get out of prison? My boy Brian is wild, son. Where is you from, Brian? Where are you from, my brother? Where are you from? Somebody said, and what time is it where you at? What time is it where you at? Where you from? And what time of it where you at? Somebody said, can't you tell due to him being away and dead? Somebody said, oh, you can't tell due to him being away and dead. What you talking about? We got somebody else on the check-in said, sadly. Somebody said, I'm calling the police. You look suspicious, sir. That's another group of people that always say they're gonna call the cops on me. They always say they're gonna call the cops on me, man. Don't do that, brother. Don't do that, man. Do not do that. You're gonna make me miss my train if cops pull me over. That happened to me when I was living in Amityville, though. One time I was walking to the train station. It's a little bit further. Amityville, New York. De La Soul is from out there. And I'm walking to the train station, and people may not. Also, oh, I'm bugging. The Amityville House of Horror is out there, so y'all know about that story. It's the same town, but Amityville is weird because it's split into like two separate parts. So you'll have an area that looks very, very, very nice, like over there, where it's real big houses by the Amityville Horror House. But then, you keep walking, and then you get to another area that it ain't the roughest area. It ain't the Bronx or Brooklyn or South Side Queens. It's not that, but it's not a sweet area, and crime does go down over there. But they were building new apartment buildings over there, and I moved into those apartment buildings. So I used to have to walk through that neighborhood in order to get to the train station. And one time, like 4:30 in the morning, the cops pulled me, and this is one of the most scared I ever been, yo. Peep it. So I'm walking to the train station, right? And I see the cop parked on one side of the street. He's like parked on this side of the street. And I jog across the street because it's 110. And 110 is like a huge, huge, huge intersection. And at night, cars speed by over there, man. So you got to be aware. So I jogged across the street. I made eye contact with that cop, and I knew that the cop was gonna mess with me. I knew that they was gonna mess with me because we made eye contact and he seen me jogging. So, and it was 4:30 in the morning. So now he pulls over to the other side of the street, pulled me over, and was like, yo, somebody in the neighborhood got robbed. And you on the street right now, you're jogging away from me. So he started asking me questions. So it was cool at that part. You know what I mean? At that point, it was cool. And remember, this was like during like right before COVID. So it was cool. We talking, but then other cops started pulling up. And then that's when you start kind of being like, yo, what the hell going on here? And it was like maybe 3 cop cars. They pulled up, and now they got me all up asking me questions, asking me for my ID. And they said some woman got robbed. And then the craziest thing happened, son. The craziest thing happened. Another car is trailing behind. I know what it is now, but at the time I was like, yo, what the hell? So another car, a cop car was pulling up, and they had the spotlight on me, driving real, real, real slow. And then they drove by, and then the cops just let me go. But what I found out later, or just thinking about the situation, is somebody probably really did get robbed that night, and they had her in the vehicle, and they was trying to get her to identify the person. And it, fortunately, she said it wasn't me. But I ain't robbed nobody. But the thing about it is, what if she did say it was me, and she did identify me, yo? You know what I mean? And then I get caught up in all and have to prove my innocence. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. So let's read these comments. So somebody said they're calling the police. Somebody asked me, am I black? Yes, I am black. I am black. Somebody came on to check in and said, police, wow. Somebody said, Hawaii. Damn, I can't read. I'm unsure where. Don't know my fam from up there. Okay, so you don't know his fam from up there. My boy ZZ on the check-in. What up, ZZ? How you feeling, my boy? Haven't seen you in a couple days. Hope everything is fine with you out there in India. Let me know how your job search is going. I remember you told me you wanted to be a data analyst. Let me know, man. Let me know how's it going. How's your job search going? Somebody said, hello, 911. We have a suspicious man walking. Yes, he's black. Somebody said real troll turkey. All right, real troll turkey. I like you. That was very creative, my brother. Nobody said nothing like that before. So keep coming back, man. Hit that subscribe button. Let's see how far your trolling could go. Let's see if you could get me to laugh at some of the stuff that you say. Because some of them trolls be saying some hilarious stuff, yo. I don't know where they get their humor from, but this be hilarious humor, yo. That should be making me laugh. So somebody said, is this place, somebody said, is this a new place? Nah, it's not a new place, not a new place. Somebody said, shout out to Buffalo and Rochester. Yes, sir. Shout out to Buffalo and Rochester. I used to date a girl who graduated from the University of Buffalo. Shout out to all the Coonies and all the Sunnis. Shout out to all the Coonies and all the Sunnis. Yes, sir. Somebody came on the check-in and said, yo, 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 what up? Somebody said, wow, it's looking different. Nah, it's the same area, same area. It's just a little breezy today, breezier than anything else. Somebody said, that's dope. Somebody came on, King George said, you're a clown. Somebody else came on and said, you's a buster. Y'all stupid, son. Listen, man, I'll knock both of y'all out, son. I knock both of yous out. Somebody talking about I'm a buster. I ain't no buster. You a buster. We got somebody else. Somebody I seen De La Soul at Joe Louis Arena in '89. Shout out, shout out. Yes, sir. I would say that De La Soul is probably one of the best representations of what a real Long Islander is. If y'all know some of our artists, y'all know we got a gamut. It's a full spectrum of people from Long Island. So EPMD, they from Brentwood, and when you start speaking about like gangster rap and putting people on the map, a lot of the gangsters look up to Eric Sermon and Paris Smith. I actually did an interview with Paris Smith. Shout out to Paris Smith. And I actually ran into Eric Sermon one day. He was on a plane. We took a plane together. Of course, he was in first class, but I was just in coach. But we definitely took a plane together. But yeah, you got different elements in Long Island. I would say that De La Soul probably fit your typical Long Islander. Creative, a little different, not stunting and trying to be other people, very technical when it comes to their craft, hardworking, consistent. Because when you listen to some of De La Soul albums, they've been consistent for almost 20 something years now. And I believe that those are traits that Long Island definitely gives you. Somebody said, oh, that's effed up. Yeah, it was definitely, it was messed up. You talking about my cop story, right? Yeah, it was kind of messed up. And that was one time in my life where I never really feared the police, man. No, I don't fear the police. But that day, I was like, damn, son, I was in their hands, being out there at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, nobody else out, all of them on me like that. Like, yo, it's an intimidating feeling. Intimidating feeling. We got somebody else on the check-in said, do you like what is that? I can't even read, son. Shawarmas. I don't know what you're saying, my brother. Somebody said jogging. Yup, yup, yup. We got somebody on the check-in. Rogers said, hi, what up, Rogers? Rogers 404 said clown. Somebody said, go. Somebody said go red light area. I don't know what you're talking about. We got somebody said play. Somebody said play firework. What the hell is firework? We got somebody else on the check-in. Said yes. What up with you? Somebody said, I just did a diarrhea in my diaper. Y'all chilling. Y'all trolling today, huh? Trolling. We got somebody else and said, at least it was real. Yeah, it was real. So, I didn't feel like they was harassing me. I definitely didn't feel like they was harassing me. But if nobody drove by slow like that, spotlight on me, then I definitely would have thought it was on some nonsense. I definitely would have thought it was some nonsense. Somebody said, where you from, Rogers? Where you from?